St. Louis has a long and rich food history, in part because it's a crossroads, geographic, ethnic, and cultural. We've got bratwurst and barbecue, we've got slingers and St. Paul's and spadini. We have pumpernickel and pork steaks, and of course we can't do a show about St. Louis food without talking about St. Louis pizza, and we will. But we begin tonight by meeting two different chefs with two very different stories and two very different restaurants. One upscale, one down home.
Are these deep fryers on? It doesn't look like it.
Like any successful restaurant owner, St. Louis's Robbie Montgomery keeps tabs on everything.
So we're going to be a minute. They got to turn these on and get them ready.
Yet behind the scenes of the soul food restaurant, Sweetie Pies at the Mangrove, Montgomery's staff carries on with a low-key precision, kind of like being on kitchen duty at Mom's house on Thanksgiving.
That's our homemade peach cobbler.
Running this restaurant at the corner of Manchester and Tower Grove is part of a second career for its owner. Clues to the first career hang in photos above the booths in the dining area. That's Robbie Montgomery in the middle. For about 3 decades, she sang backup for scores of big-name recording artists, including Ike and Tina Turner. That's right, Montgomery was an Ikeette. She says cooking tips from her mother and cooking classes at Vashon and Hadley High Schools came in handy when the group was on tour.
So things were segregated back in, we didn't have the restaurants that we could go in. So we bought an electric skillet. And we would cook in the hotel's room, and I was the designated cooker. The cook, I don't know how, but really I was the best cook. So, I mean, not being modest, but honestly, I was the best cook. And so I just cooked all the time.
The soul food Montgomery serves up originated in the southern states. Prepared and eaten by African Americans since the days of slavery, it was a testament to their culinary resourcefulness. Slaves had to make do with cuts of meat their masters considered inferior, plus vegetables they grew for themselves. After slavery, the recipes continued to dominate the culture through tradition, economic necessity, and sheer enjoyment. Today, soul food is heartily consumed by individuals across the ethnic spectrum. Family recipes handed down to Robbie Montgomery, whose mother was from Mississippi, make up the menu at Sweetie Pies.
And we're going to slice it. I like to cube it. That way it'll melt easier.
She shared a couple of those recipes with us, starting with her enormously popular macaroni and cheese.
We're going to use 2 pounds of Velveeta cheese. We're going to take 5 eggs, crack them, whip that up. I like to whip it up first, my eggs up. Makes it easier to mix. 3 cans of cat milk. So I sort of pour that over. 2 tablespoons of sour cream.
Oh, yum.
That's our secret. Not anymore. This is 1 pound of sharp cheddar. I'm going to add a little salt, which is going to be about 3 tablespoons to this amount. So we got our Velveeta, we got our sharp, we got our sour cream, and we're doing 1 pound of Colby and Jack. 2 sticks of butter and 2 sticks of margarine. We're going to put a little sugar.
Sugar?
Just a little. Just a little to take the edge off, not a lot. That's about 2 tablespoons in this size pan. And then we're going to alternate with the regular milk. Mix it up. Now, I always taste this mixture to make sure that it's seasoned well before I stop. Tastes pretty good. Going to add just a little more salt. Just a drop. We're going to top it with the, this is considered a fancy mile. The other one was a larger shred. This is a fancy mild cheddar.
Then into the oven it goes until it's bubbling and the cheese topping is perfectly browned. Montgomery says they make about 30 pans of mac and cheese a day, even more on weekends. And if these aren't enough carbohydrates for you, stick around for Montgomery's cornbread.
I've got 4 cups of cornmeal, a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, and a tablespoon of salt. Well, we don't measure. My tablespoon. We're going to put 6 eggs in here. A cup of buttermilk, which we don't measure, but I know what it is, a cup.
So what is it that the buttermilk does that regular milk doesn't?
The buttermilk gives it a richer flavor. Now, we use the regular milk, but buttermilk was what they used back in the day. And I guess that was the milk that had soured or something. I don't know, you know, but later on they developed buttermilk. And so the homogenized milk, we alternate in ours with that.
After a little more stirring, Montgomery takes a baking pan containing 3 cups of hot vegetable oil from the oven.
And we're going to pour this into our mixture. And you see how it's cooking it up, Ruth?
Ooh, I like that.
And we're going to leave that pan sitting there for a minute.
The oil helps moisten the cornbread and gives it a crunchy crust. If it's greens you want, you'll find them in abundance, along with several other vegetable side dishes. Meat lovers won't be disappointed either.
I'm the chicken folder today.
Chicken wings are dipped in an egg wash, coated in flour, and dropped in the deep fryer. Just so you know, you can also get chicken baked.
This is Maurice, my head cook, my head chef. He's dropping the catfish fillet. We do the catfish and the fish over in this deep fryer.
A word of caution. If you fill up on all this, you won't get your just desserts.
So that's Irma. She's making the banana pudding. This is my aunt's recipe, made from scratch banana pudding. We have banana pudding on Fridays and Sundays. These are our fried pies. We do fried pies.
Oh,
Miss Mary is frying the pie, making the fried pies.
Oh, are they fruit-filled? What do you put in them?
Fruit-filled. We got apple and peach. We actually only do the fried pies on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I understand. Why.
Yeah, we have so much to do.
Of course, watching all this preparation is making me really hungry, so I hope you don't mind if I
don't mind
sample this.
Vietnam.
Oh, this potato salad looks so good.
You like? Okay. I think we need a little bit more salt.
This restaurant opened in 2005 and is Robbie Montgomery's second Sweetie Pies location. The original, on West Florissant in Delwood, debuted a decade earlier. It's run by relatives and still going strong.
We used to go to Sweetie Pies on West Florissant, and then when she opened up here, we started coming here.
And we were really excited that she was going to open in the city in particular. And this was an adventure. You know, it was really taking a real bold business move at a time when the neighborhood was just on the verge of coming back. So she made a bold move, and it worked out for her.
We live way out in Chesterfield, and we come down here on a special day of state.
Running a successful restaurant can be grueling, but Robbie Montgomery makes it look easy. Maybe it's because singing for your supper and serving it aren't all that different.
Yes. I mean, it's the same. You're trying to please people, only this time it's with food. When I was entertained, I was trying to pick the right song that would knock the audience dead, you know. So it's the same thing. I'm trying to prepare this food every day so I get nothing but compliments, you know. I mean, I can't please everybody, but I try. So you okay? How you been? When you gonna come down here and play for me?
Soon.
Okay. All right. Let me know. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right.